Hi, I'm Dr. Curtis Rogers, and I'm a clinical geneticist working with the Greenwood Genetic Center in Greenville, South Carolina. I have a special interest in diseases known as lysosomal storage disorders. During this video presentation, I hope to explain these to you and why you or your child has been selected to participate in this research study. When I say the word "you" during this presentation, this may refer to you or to your child. You're being asked to take part in this study because you have a type of hip or joint problem that might be caused by a change in one of your genes. Genes are made up of a chemical known as deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA. DNA provides the instructions that tell our bodies how to make proteins. These proteins are important to help our body work properly. When there's a misspelling or a mistake in a gene, the protein that is formed may not work as well as it should. Misspellings or mistakes in certain genes can make it difficult for your body to break down special types of proteins and sugars. If too much of these proteins and sugars build up in the cells of your body, they can be stored in your joints and bones and cause joint pain and stiffness. Because there can be different causes of joint pain and stiffness, it can be difficult to find the correct reason for joint problems. The types of problems that we will be looking for are called mucopolysaccharidoses. We call these MPS disorders for short. We will be looking specifically at two types of MPS disorders in this study. The first is MPS 4A, which is also known as Morquio syndrome type A, and the second is MPS 6, which is also known as Marito-Lemie syndrome. These two conditions are due to the body's decreased ability to break down specific proteins and sugars. The signs and symptoms of these conditions include abnormal growth of bone, joint stiffness, shortened height, and heart problems. The symptoms can range from mild to severe, and we have recently discovered that some cases can be so mild that they are undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. We hope to have about 90 people take part in this study. You should have received written information about how these disorders and the required consent forms that will need to be completed in the mail. If you decide to enroll in the study, you will have the opportunity to discuss the information that you have been presented with the study coordinators and me. You might be wondering what you will have to do to take part in this study. If you decide that you want to take part in this study, you will need to read and sign several forms. Then you will be expected to do the following: answer questions about your medical and family history, have a brief physical examination focusing on joint and bone problems, have pictures made. This will include a full body picture with clothing and pictures of your face and hands. Allow us to take pictures of your x-rays. Have 1 to 2 teaspoons of blood taken from your arm and provide 1 to 2 ounces of urine. Your blood will be tested to look for a low enzyme level that is found in people with MPS 4A and MPS 6. An enzyme is a type of protein. If this enzyme test is normal, then no additional testing will be needed, and you will receive a letter explaining these results within 4 months. If the enzyme test is abnormal, we will then test your DNA, also known as your genetic material, to look for misspellings in the gene that causes MPS 4A or MPS 6. Urine will also be used to test for increased amounts of specific proteins and sugars in the urine. If you have an abnormal test result, we will contact you by phone. We will then arrange for you to be seen for follow-up by a geneticist in your local area, or you may return to Shriners Hospital for follow-up with me. We will keep your blood and urine for the duration of the research study unless you choose to leave the study. Your participation in this study will end once you have received the test results. Taking part in this study is completely up to you. You may drop out of the study at any time, and it will not affect your other care and treatment that you receive at Shriners Hospital. If you decide to drop out of the study, you can still choose to get the test results if the testing has been completed. You will have a chance to decide about this on the consent form. The risks of this study are small and are related to the slight discomfort or pain you may have from getting your blood drawn. We will do everything possible to lessen the pain from this procedure. Some people may have emotional or psychological stress when they learn that they have a genetic disorder. This may be related to learning about disease risk in your family, or learning that you have passed a gene on that does not work to your child, learning about a new medical problem that you did not know about before taking part in this study, and learning that other members of your family may be at risk for this condition. The only testing that will be done as a part of this study is for MPS 4A and MPS 6. Another potential risk of this study and of specimen storage is the release of information from your health records. Your health information will be kept private, and we will make every effort to protect your privacy. However, this cannot be guaranteed. If we write an article about this study or present this study at a scientific meeting, the only information that could potentially identify you would be a picture of your face. You will have a choice of whether this picture is used in any medical article or presentation. We cannot promise you that you will personally benefit from this study. However, you may learn the cause of your hip and or joint problem, which may lead to better management and or treatment. We may also learn how to better identify individuals who have a mild form of MPS 4A or MPS 6. There will be no cost to you to take part in this study, and you will not be paid for taking part in this study. Shriners Hospital will provide transportation to the study visit if needed. The blood and urine testing will be done at no charge during this study. You can always talk to one of the study staff if you have questions. You may call me at 866-478-4363, or you may email me at crogers@ggc.org. You may also contact a person on the Institutional Review Board of the Greenville Health System at 864-455-8997 for answers to any questions that you might have about research and about your rights as a research participant. If you feel that you have been injured from taking part in this study, please let me know. You will also have the chance to complete a survey about your experience with the informed consent process. If you want to take part in this study, you will need to sign the consent form once we meet at the study visit. Please do not sign the consent form until our visit. You will have plenty of time to ask me questions at the study visit. If your child is 8 years old or older, he or she will also be asked to sign an assent form. We will go over this form with you in person if it is needed. As a second part of this research study, you will also have the option of allowing us to store your DNA and urine that has already been collected for an indefinite amount of time to be used for future research. This part of the study is called specimen storage, and will not require any extra blood or urine to be collected. There are no direct benefits to you from taking part in the specimen storage. There is no cost to take part in the specimen storage, and you will not be paid to take part in this. The specimens would be stored at the Greenwood Genetics Center. Your health information and records will be kept private if you choose to take part in the specimen storage. The future research that is done using the stored specimens could be related or unrelated to your disease and may help in the making of new tests, treatments, and cures. It may also help us better understand certain diseases. You are not required to take part in the specimen storage part of this study. Taking part in the specimen storage is voluntary, and you may choose to stop taking part at any time, but we cannot guarantee that your specimens can be returned. If you give us permission to store your specimens, you will be giving up control of your specimens. Your decision to take part or not to take part in the specimen storage will not affect the care you receive from the Shriners Hospital or the Greenwood Genetics Center. You will not receive any results from the future research that is done using your stored specimen. Thank you for your attention, and we hope to have you enroll in our study.